Ever stop to think about what your online habits actually say about you?
Like your searches, your clicks.
Yeah, exactly. The things you search, the stuff you engage with, it's almost like a digital fingerprint.
Totally.
Well, today we're taking that idea maybe a step further. We're asking, what does the tech we build and use, what does it reveal about us as a whole society?
That's a big question.
It is. And we're diving into this really, really thought-provoking piece. It's called The Mirror of the Mind, How AI Reflects Our Values and Vices. And it's by Pereira.
Right. And Pereira, she's a neurobusiness specialist. Fascinating field, really.
Neurobusiness. Okay, tell me more.
Well, it basically connects neuroscience, understanding the brain, with business strategy, looking at human behavior in, like, economic situations.
Okay. So she's got a unique lens on this.
Exactly. And her insights on how AI, artificial intelligence, acts as this mirror to our collective values, our good points, and our flaws. That's what we're focusing on today.
And we should definitely mention we're drawing heavily from her work here. We'll give her full credit now, and at the end, of course, it's her intellectual work.
Absolutely. Due credit is essential.
Okay, so let's get straight to this core idea then. AI as a mirror. Marinidis argues, basically, that because AI learns from just this huge amount of data we all generate.
As a society.
Yeah, as a society, it just naturally reflects everything. The good, the bad, the, messy bits in between.
And you can see this really clearly with things like facial recognition systems. It's a concrete example she brings up.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about issues there.
Definitely. There are reports, studies showing these systems sometimes struggle. They're less accurate, say, identifying people of color.
Right, and that sounds bad.
Well, yeah, but the key thing Marinese points out is that it's not like the AI itself is inherently flawed in that way.
It's not. So what is it then?
It's the data, the training data. If the data sets used to teach the AI don't have enough diversity, like not enough pictures of people with darker skin tones,
then the AI just doesn't learn to recognize them as well.
Exactly. It gets better at recognizing what it's seen over and over again. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does, actually. And it's not just pictures, is it? She talks about hiring algorithms, too.
She does. And the intention there is usually good. Find the best person for the job.
Sure. Seems logical.
But
yeah,
if the data the AI learns from is based on, say, past hiring decisions.
Uh-oh. I see where this might be going.
Right. If those past decisions maybe weren't totally fair or favored certain groups, even unintentionally.
The AI might just learn that pattern and keep doing it.
Precisely. It can end up perpetuating the same kinds of imbalances without anyone meaning for it to.
Wow. So the big takeaway here, what Marinus is really stressing, is that AI is not neutral.
Not at all. It's built by us with our data.
Yeah.
So it inevitably echoes our values, our biases,
the
good stuff, and the stuff we maybe need to work on.
This mirror idea, showing our data back to us, that's one thing. But it also seems to reflect how we choose to use this powerful tech.
That's the other side of the coin, yeah. It highlights our potential for, well, progress.
And also maybe less good outcomes.
Definitely. If you look at the big picture, you see AI being used for amazing things. Marintrinas talks about tackling really complex problems, improving healthcare.
Like analyzing medical scans, finding diseases earlier.
Exactly, that kind of thing. Or finding patterns in huge data sets to help understand and maybe solve social issues. Promoting social justice even. Huge potential.
But there's always a but, isn't there?
There often is. She also points to the other side, what she calls our vices.
Okay, like what?
Well, we see AI being used to spread fake news, right? To manipulate opinions online.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
Sophisticated surveillance, control, and sadly, sometimes making existing inequalities even worse.
It's such a stark contrast, the potential for good versus that.
It really is. And it makes you ask, like Marini says, what do these different uses tell us about ourselves? About our sort of fundamental tendencies?
So the positive stuff reflects is what are better angels.
Maybe. Our generosity, compassion, collaboration, wanting to help. But the negative uses, they might expose other things.
Like?
Competitiveness, maybe too much individualism, greed, even a thirst for power or control.
It really pushes you to think about your own interactions with tech, doesn't it?
Totally. Like, how might your everyday online behavior be, contributing to this overall reflection we're seeing, even in small ways?
Yeah, something to chew on. Now, Mary Nennis has a really interesting angle here because of her background, right? Human development.
Exactly. She shares her own experience using AI not just as a tool, but as a genuine partner.
A partner? How so?
For her studies, brainstorming, strategy creation. She even says it can act as a kind of temporary substitute for human debate sometimes.
Whoa. Substitute for human debate. That sounds significant.
It is, and this is where she highlights a real tension, a paradox almost.
Okay.
On one side, AI can give you consistent arguments, logical feedback, maybe without the emotional baggage or bias a human might bring.
That could be useful, I guess. Unbiased feedback.
Right. But the flip side is, as AI gets better and more involved, it makes her question the value we place on actual human interaction, real dialogue.
Are we losing something if we rely too much on the AI for that?
That's her concern. She mentions worrying about a kind of societal mental laziness.
Mental laziness. Ouch.
Yeah, I mean, if AI can just give us the answers or structure the argument,
Mm.
are we still flexing our own critical thinking muscles, our ability to really engage in deep, meaningful debate?
Good point. If the AI does the heavy lifting.
Do we get intellectually flabby? She finds partnering with AI vital for her own professional growth because of this changing landscape, which is pretty telling.
So the critical questions she's raising are we getting too dependent? Is this reliance potentially limiting our social skills, our emotional intelligence?
Can AI truly replace the richness, the sometimes difficult but valuable confrontation of ideas you get from real human interaction?
Deep questions.
Okay.
Let's shift gears slightly. She also talks about a really positive potential for AI, doesn't she? Something about preservation.
Yes. Preserving human history and culture. That's a big one.
How would that work?
Imagine being able to safeguard knowledge, stories, cultural heritage from, destructive events, fires, wars, floods, things that have wiped out so much history.
Like a digital library of Alexandria, but maybe safer?
Sort of. A vast, constantly updated archive, protecting human memory. It's a powerful idea.
It really is. But she adds a condition, right? A pretty important one.
A crucial one. For this preservation to be genuine, the information going in has to be accurate, truthful.
No manipulation, no rewriting history to suit someone's agenda.
Exactly. The integrity of the information inputted by the programmers is paramount, respecting history as it was.
Which brings us right back to responsibility, doesn't it?
Directly. Marinos really emphasizes that humanity is at a crossroads with AI development. We have choices to make, big ones.
Choices about the foundations, the values we build into it.
Precisely.
Oh.
Are we grounding it in things like justice, fairness, equity, inclusion, sustainability?
Or are we letting our own biases, our vices, creep in and shape its future?
That's the core choice. And it makes ethics absolutely central.
Ethics in AI development, ensuring it's used for the common good, keeping decisions transparent, responsible.
All of that. And underpinning it all, she stresses, is the need for education and awareness.
So people understand what AI is, what it can do, what it can't do.
Yes. So we, as a society, can make informed choices about how we develop it, how we use it, how we make sure it actually benefits everyone.
Okay, so AI mirrors us, flaws and all. But can it do more? Can it actually help us become better?
That's another fascinating point she raises. Could AI be a tool for self-improvement, for self-awareness?
How? By showing us our blind spots.
Potentially, yeah. Maybe helping us identify unconscious biases we don't even realize we have.
Like a personal mirror, but for our thinking.
Kind of. Or maybe it could enhance empathy by helping us understand different perspectives, simulating viewpoints, even boosting creativity, perhaps.
Suggesting new ideas, new connections.
Things like that. But again, there's a condition.
Always a condition. Let me guess.
Yeah.
It's not automatic.
You got it. This positive outcome requires intention. Real, genuine intention from us.
We have to choose to guide AI in that direction, towards creating a better future.
Exactly. It requires conscious action, true purpose. She talks about connecting mind, body, and heart, our values, basically. Our capacity to choose, she says, will determine AI's ultimate impact.
So, wrapping things up, what's her final take? Her concluding thoughts?
She powerfully restates that core idea. AI is a mirror of the human mind. It reflects our highest values and our deepest flaws, both sides.
But she does have that lingering concern about dependency, right?
Yes, that worry that if we lean on AI too much, it becomes a crutch. It could lead to dependence, maybe even a lessening of our own human essence, our capabilities.
And that choice we make AI as ally versus AI as substitute.
That choice itself reveals our values. It exposes maybe where we struggle with genuine human connection.
She even brings up virtual reality.
Yeah, as another potential escape route, maybe? Another way to avoid the complexities of real-world human relationships?
So the call to action is, what? Be more human.
In a way, yes. She emphasizes this urgent need for self-awareness, for reflection, for prioritizing real human connection. That's the path, she argues, to a more ethical, responsible future, both with AI and with each other.
The responsibility lies with us.
Squarely with us. To strive for a future where tech serves the common good, helps us evolve, reflects our best selves, and crucially safeguards truth.
So, to boil it down for you listening, the key insight from Marinus Pereira's article, The Mirror of the Mind, How AI Reflect Our Values and Vices, is really that AI acts like this incredibly powerful amplifier.
Amplifying both our best qualities and, well, our worst ones, too. Holds up that mirror.
Okay, so as we finish up this deep dive, here's something to think about. Building on what we've discussed, but maybe taking it personally. What are some specific ways, maybe small ways in your own daily life, that you can become more mindful of this reflection AI provides? Like being more conscious of your tech use.
Exactly. How can you, personally, actively work towards shaping a more positive digital future? Not just dreaming big, but in the small, conscious choices you make every day when you interact with technology. Choices that really align with your best values. That's your food for thought.